I'm like in the midst of this upper limit problem that we touched on. And, you know, I just thank you for holding such a beautiful, supportive space. And I feel like some of that burden has been let down, just vocalizing it and just digging a little deeper and just coming to bringing that awareness to it and just seeing it for what it is.
And what I would invite you to consider then is that rebellious part of you, or even the inner child you, what does it need from you right now?
There's this feeling of like neglect, like I've been neglecting just myself in general. I've been very outward focused. I felt like I've like lost my connection with my spirituality, with the divine, you know, like I used to have like this very strong like connection and like feeling of support.
Like, was it the pressures of having to succeed at school? Was it, you know, the structure that you wanted to rebel against, or it was something else?
Oh, it was absolutely the pressure. I mean, I was raised in a household where like you had no other choice than to succeed. Like I didn't have a choice to go to college or not go to college. It was spoken and it was very well understood that there was no other option. I mean, I skipped a year of high school. I was such a ambitious, high achieving high schooler even, but like, look at that pressure. I also had an eating disorder, you know, the pressure to be thin, the pressure to succeed, the pressure to make good grades, just all of the pressure was exactly what I internalized, and with no outlet, absolutely no outlet for it, you know?
So you had to create your own outlet, right? Like the
Yeah.
outlet came from the physical harm and the control I have to actually do it, or, you know, whatever the narrative was for
Yes.
you. But I think it's extremely telling that the environment through which I developed these patterns, the environment through which I had to learn to cope with, was basically rooted in this sentiment of, not you should succeed, it would be nice for you to succeed, and we hope that you succeed. It's you have no other choice but to succeed. Okay. What is in front of you right now is the question, the prompting of the world and of your business saying, we are here to succeed. The next step for you is to really succeed in a big way, right? That triggered my upper limit problem, but seemingly it also triggered all of the other traumas. I don't like structure because structure is what I was forced through to school. Yeah, when I do have it, I actually operate well in it. I skipped a grade in school, right? So yes, I understand why you don't like it. I understand why that inner teenager, right, plays Rage Against the machine and says, like, fuck you, can't make me do, you know, what does he want me to do, right? I understand why it's better to stay in chaos, because then I have an excuse for not actually making the business happen. Because if I get successful, it's going to make me go through the same thing I went through before when I did implement the structure, right? Because what's emerging for you right now, it seems to me, with all the overwhelm, is like you are being asked to create the structure in your business to give you the support and the space you need to be creative so that you can go to the next stage of your business. The thing that wounded you the most, you are now being asked to create it so that you can go to the next level of your business. And if you succeed in that, will I go back to hurting myself again? Will I go back to a pattern that I don't like? Will I go back to having all of this crash?
Oh, just like you nailed it. You nailed it. Like that's exactly what's going on. And I'm glad we can speak in terms of that upper limit problem, because that book really spoke to me. It just made me like call myself out in all the ways. But this time it's physical. It's like malaise. It's like taken the form of like just physical, like feeling shitty for the past week, just feeling like I want to crawl out of my skin. So yeah, I appreciate that awareness that you brought to well, just succinctly kind of like putting it into giving it its own kind of narrative. That was good.